George thrashed under the vampire's unrelenting strength. The vampire enjoyed the man's futile struggling, but a greater pleasure forced him to end the game. Two yellow fangs slid from the beast's mouth. The vampire jerked his face down onto his victim's neck. George stopped struggling. The vampire was quick to finish. Then, George began to laugh. The vampire's insides turned soft at that horrible sound. "The thing about vampires," George said as he got to his feet, his neck wound trickling blood, "is that they never consider who they feed on." George flashed his razor-sharp fangs and pounced on the other monster. A bullet in the chest was too good for her husband. She grabbed the axe instead. The fire is almost dead. The bodies won't burn. The baby in the microwave. It's still calling my name. The woman in the painting is staring at me. Wait. Where did she go? The baby rotated his head and coughed up blood. Mommy was so proud. The water was freezing and dark, but he would swim to the bottom where she waited. That was where the crying came from. I shone my flashlight into the room, and the thing within shrieked. The hole I'm in isn't deep. My right knee is busted, but I can climb out. I'm halfway up when they start shoveling dirt on me. Now that I know where Grandma buried the trunk, she won't be waking up tomorrow. Dawn. The pyre on the hill still rages. Tonight, we ride. Little Billy grabbed the kitchen knife he'd been hiding under his pillow and went into his parents' room. Mommy was already gnawing on Daddy's jawbone. The invalid cowering in the corner pointed up at me. I looked at the cops. There was a killer in the room, and it wasn't me. He rested his head in her lap, where it was warm. The alarm rang. He looked up at her and she was gone. The padded floor grew cold. The knocking woke me up. Don't they know this is my coffin? The gun jams. That's fine. There's only one of them left, and I prefer the hands-on approach. Their bodies don't burn like ours, but I keep piling them up anyway. The firestorm descended just as the first mecha rose from the ocean. War had begun. They were the first ones to step onto the planet. Not bad for two outlaws. He keeps looking at me. Even with the coins on his eyes, he keeps looking at me. The blade came out just as easy as it went in. The cycle was complete. The road up to the fortress was paved with the skulls of fallen warriors. Mine was the last one added. Unfortunately, she survived. Her smile told him there were no humans left to deal out. I wish I could remember the time before they came, I said. No, Pa said, absently touching his feeding tube. You don't. Behold my final form, Jesus bellowed from the rocky outcropping. In his mecha, Pilate was speechless. She swung her legs out of bed. Before her feet touched the cold floor, she saw that the slippers waiting for her were not her own. It was sunset by the time the deputy caught up to me. I didn't put up a fight. Little Johnny couldn't get his helmet off, so I helped him. His head ripped off, but I was more concerned with the cries I heard beneath the pitcher's mound. The executioner hesitated. The blade came down on his neck, clean. Guillotines feel no emotions. Babies were being born again. The sleeper's hunger was finally satisfied. But I'm afraid of the pale ones. We go through this every night, Alfie, the mother said. You're safe here in your room. You know I won't let anyone hurt my baby bug. She pinched his cheek, which drew a small blush. Alfie knew he was safe. His mother would never lie to him. She would protect him just like she always did. Still, it was night outside, and just under his window, a male human lurked in the terrible dark. Thunder. Rain was approaching, and all I could think about was murder. Put the camera down, Rick told me. I wanted to, I really did, but staring at the dead body through the viewfinder was like staring heaven in the face. I could barely breathe. Put the camera down, Rick said again. The bleeding woman at his feet was trying to crawl away, so I set the camera on the sink and picked up the other scalpel. Mankind's days were numbered after their robots found religion. What about their dead? Earth's new alien overlord asked his advisor. Oh, them? They will return. His shadow had always followed him, through times of regret and times of joy. He didn't know how to feel when he woke up one day and it was gone.